To the supporter channel member Nathan Rowley. Well, today we're going to pretend the financial problems aren't there. We're going to play against Huddersfield, who are one of our promotion rivals, and also we have an FA Cup quarter-final against Newcastle. Wouldn't it be nice to get back to Wembley? Hello and welcome to part 33 of Saving Man City. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we do have those aforementioned matches against Huddersfield and Newcastle. That's why I don't normally mention them in the intro, because it ruins this bit. But what hasn't been ruined is our form. Since you were last with me, as you can see, we have started to turn form back around again. We've still got players on the transfer list. The finances are still a complete mess. The less time spent looking at that, the better, especially when you see that next season they're going to reduce our wage budget even further. At the start of the season, it was nearly 600,000. It got slashed in about November. It's going to get slashed again, although weirdly they are still going to give us £23 million of spensies next year. I think all of this is disregarded if we get promoted, though, and even if we don't, I think that more than covers for that. But obviously these tabs are all still pretty scary, but we're not going to worry about them today. Because what we are going to be looking at is this, getting out of the Championship. Because, like I say, those numbers mean nothing if we're in the Premier League next year. And with 9 games still to go, we're 4 points clear of second place Swansea. We're 8 points clear of third place Blackburn. And then Huddersfield, who we play today, even further back. Although we don't have a game in hand over them, because the game in hand is the one we're about to play against them, I think. But ultimately, a win here today knocks Huddersfield out of the automatic promotion race. It becomes a 3-horse race that we'll very much be in control of. And fingers crossed, big fingers crossed, we can find our way to the Premier League. Maybe have a trip to Wembley. I mean, wouldn't a trip to Wembley be a novelty for a Manchester City fan? They never get to go to Wembley, but this is one of the best teams in the Premier League in the shape of Newcastle, managed by Zinedine Zidane, 4th in the Premier League at the moment. I think we might be taking a bit of a beating in that one, but it is going to be interesting, because obviously if we do get promoted this season, that's the kind of game we're going to be playing week in, week out next year. So let's go play Huddersfield first, then we can worry about Newcastle. So this is the team for the Huddersfield game. We've got Trafford in goal, a back four of De Gasperi, Mbete, Hyam and Britton, Patino at the base of the midfield, Deli Bashiru and McAtee ahead of him, Philogene on the right, Ibrahim on the right, Philogene's on the left, and then Delap is up front. Let's get the team submitted. Let's do a team talk. Goodness me. And that's because I pressed continue one too many times, because I actually recorded this first bit of the video already, but somehow wasn't capturing the game footage. Noticed it, thankfully, just as I was submitting the team. But that meant my normal muscle memory of a certain number of clicks to get to the match. I clicked it one too many times because I'd already done one of the clicks when I wasn't record. How do you do a YouTube video and not record the game? Goodness me. Fingers crossed everything is recording properly now. It looks okay. And we've won a penalty, less than a minute on the clock, and we've got the opportunity to go 1-0 up here. It's going to be Delap to take, and Delap scores. And that is goal number 22 of the season for Liam Delap. There were questions raised in the comments section when we spent all that money back in the summer to bring him home permanently. Obviously, he was here on loan last year and wasn't spectacular, but now he's back as a permanent Manchester City player again. He seems to be back doing what he was doing all the way through before that point, and that is scoring an absolute ton of goals. He's one of the top scorers in the Championship. I don't think he is the top scorer in the Championship this season, but he's certainly top 3. And young English was in the Provisional World Cup squad recently as well. I think it was at the end of last season. So clearly highly thought of in the game as well, and should be one of those players who is going to be capable of taking that step up to the Premier League. There's going to be question marks over a few others, but I think Liam Delap should be a player who can play for us in the Premier League. Fingers crossed. Deli Bashiru with a dangerous wild ram tackle there, and he's been sent off. And that was absurd from Deli Bashiru. I don't even know what it's not in a danger area. There's no reason to do it. Absolute madness. And I think we're going to take off Philogene here. We'll stick Ibrahim up front, and we'll bring Fiorini on in midfield and just do this. We'll sacrifice some width, but we're down to 10 men, and I hate it. And I mean, I can't get my head around what Dele Bashiru is thinking. There's no reason to make that tackle. There's no reason to make that tackle anywhere on the pitch, but in the centre circle. Anyone who gets sent off in the centre circle, it should be a 4-week fine. Never mind a 2-week fine. 4-week fine if you're sent off in the centre circle, because there's no reason to be sent off there. You're not preventing a goal from being scored. You're not creating a goal from for your own team. You're just being an idiot if you're getting sent off in the centre circle. Double the fine. That needs to be written into the club code of conduct, but it's not an option. It's very frustrating. Right, Trafford looking to waste the final 30 minutes of this match by just pacing around the 6-yard box. What a man. That's why he's our captain. And we win the ball back from the initial missed header from Delap, and it's going to be Britain on the right-hand side. The only real width we've got now is our fullbacks, and Britain does give the ball away, and it's back with Huddersfield, who, remember, Huddersfield are a good side. They're the home team, and they're now playing against 10 men. Do not bet against Huddersfield the rest of this match, and luckily that shot unders back off the post. I think I might be doing Trafford a disservice there. He might have saved it, but I think that came back off the post. It remains 1-0, and we just need to hold on for 20 more minutes. Right, let's have a look at what we've got here. Hyam is not having the best of afternoons, so he can come off. McAtee can come off for Mundle, and that will do for now. We'll just keep things nice and fresh, and it's going to be Trafford from the goal kick, gives it to Mbete, and now De Gasperi on the left-hand side, and Mundle forward to Delap, who's got Ibrahim ahead of him, tries to find him, but can't thread the ball through the eye of the needle. I don't know why he doesn't lift that up over the top of that defender rather than trying to slot it through. He's Liam Delap. He's not known for his scintillating through balls. Just dink it over the top, let Ibrahim chase it. And now Mundle has got a 3-on-2 here. If he can release one of the 2 men ahead of him, and it's such a poor pass. Mundle is the man over there. Just let one of those 2 very fast strikers peel away from their defender and put it into some space. Why are you looking for an aerial battle there, you silly goose? That should have put the game to bed right there. It should be game over. As it is, we've got 15 minutes left. We've got players tiring. We're still down to 10 men. They've not let us bring our player back on, and now we're making it hard for ourselves. Britain now playing it into Patino, who's one of those who is shattered and probably should be coming off. And De Gasperi on the left-hand side to Mundle. Mundle, of course, naturally is a winger, so should be able to give us a little bit of width coming out of central midfield, playing as that Mezzala. But he's had an absolute terrible game since coming on, and Huddersfield have missed some big chances here. Right, Patino is going to come off. Finley Burns is the only player who could potentially come on. We're going to do it. We're going to bring Finley Burns on as an anchor man, a position I very, very rarely use. And Britain is tiring as well. So Norrington Davies can come on for him. So we've got a left back at right back, a centre back at defensive midfield, a winger in central. It's fine. Right, let's see. This is as close as you'll see me get voluntarily to a back 3, playing Burns as the anchor man in there. Oh my word, there is anchor man Finley Burns coming away with the ball. We've now picked up a knock to Fiorini as well, who's got a tight groin, and Huddersfield are throwing everybody forward. A front 4 for Huddersfield now as we look to cling on to this 1-goal lead that we've had since the first minute of the football match. Huddersfield absolutely loaded the back post there as well. There was 4 blue shirts at that far post, but they didn't get the ball all the way through, and we're into the final seconds of the game. Trafford just needs to kick this a long way. Please look at the amount of Huddersfield shirts around. Do not play this short like that. Dorrington to Mbete. Somebody just kick it far. We have kicked it far, and now it's Ibrahim against the Huddersfield defenseman. He's not even putting the pressure on, and Huddersfield are going to bring the ball straight back again. It's the ball over the top. They've got men over in the middle again, and Mbete has not given away. No, it's an offside. I thought it was a penalty. Oh, my word. Right. This should be it. Mbete with the free kick from the offside that we've just seen, and he just lumps it forward. What a good boy. He read the instructions, and we have picked up a huge win in the league. That's 5 wins on the bounce in the league. That is a massively significant one because it was all stacked up against us there, and we've won. That's good. We're almost certainly now a Premier League team. Let's go try and book a visit to Wembley. So, Newcastle game, things are a little bit awkward for us defensively for this one. In fact, we can't even put a full bench together. We probably could. We've got kids we could put on there, but who's going to play kids? Goodness me. But Deli Bashiro obviously suspended. Farias still injured. Norrington Davies suspended. De Gasperi off on international duty, which means we're going to have to play Ferguson at left back against Newcastle. Not ideal. Dorrington also comes in at the back. Webster comes in midfield. And Marquinhos comes in on the right-hand side up front. But having to play Ferguson as a left-back against... Let's see who Newcastle have got on the right wing, shall we? Hold on. Can we actually see their team set up with shapes and things? I feel like he's probably... I mean, look at that for a Newcastle team. They've purchased young, exciting players. Yeah, this is going to be problematic, I think. Let's just try and not embarrass ourselves. We don't need to worry about going to Wembley. Let's just try and survive, not look too silly, and we can worry about getting back to Wembley next season. Britain then charging down the right-hand side. Pulisic comes all the way back to make the tackle and just keep Britain easily controlled, but McAtee intercepts nicely in central midfield, plays it back to Mbete, and now Patino to Ferguson, into Patino again, and now Delap has come very deep there, but there are players running beyond him. Marquinhos is one of them, and Ferguson trying to find the cross on his left foot. Delap has been fouled there, surely, and it doesn't matter, because McAtee has found the back of the net. I mean, I would have very much been arguing for a penalty if McAtee wasn't there for the finish, but this is Ferguson, expected to be the weak link today. Such a dangerous cross from him. Just absolutely smashes it across goal. The goalkeeper can't cope with it, and it just bobbles around in the penalty area, and James McAtee is the man who is there to fire it home. It's Newcastle 0, Manchester City 1. We're back, boys and girls. This is it. This is what we've been... And Marquinhos is injured, which is less ideal. But let's have the final whistle now. Let's head back to Wembley. FA Cup semi-final. We're going to win the FA Cup. Oh, I might be getting slightly ahead of myself. But Newcastle on the edge of the area, and Mbete has given away a penalty here. And I mean, it has come from the left back position. It's Mbete out there covering for Ferguson, who'd come in very deep. And the referee has gone to the VAR. He has given the penalty. And now Trafford needs to be a hero. It's going to be Coop Miners versus Trafford. And Trafford goes the right way, but can't get a hand to it. And it's 1-1. Newcastle right back in the game. And we might have had our opportunity come and go there. And, Trafford does get close to it. He's gone the right way. He's just not fully extended his hands. It's like he's forgotten he's able to use his hands. And now Newcastle coming at us again on this left-hand side. And Philogene is trying to head clear. Delap, that's not in the area. Do not even think of giving that as a penalty. Liam Delap coming very deep. That is not a penalty kick. That was clearly outside of the area. There we go, Delap. That's why he shouldn't be coming back and getting involved in defending ever. It's still a dangerous free kick, which Newcastle are going to take right from the corner of our penalty area. And Trafford makes a very good save to push it behind for a corner. Trafford gets some stick in the comment section, but that is a very solid piece of goalkeeping there. And it's Newcastle with a corner once again, and Trafford comes out and collects. How are you telling me, comment section, that man's not good enough? He's having a lovely game. He's only on a 6.7. I see him playing quite well today, though. I don't care what the match ratings are. I judge players based on what I actually see happen. And I've seen James Trafford play well so far. Mbete forward to Patino. Patino needs to take it and play the ball himself there rather than giving it back to the defender. McAtee does play the ball forward himself, and I don't know why Delap doesn't put some welly on that. Marquinhos had the first opportunity. It bounced free, and Delap just needs to hit it. Instead, he's kind of just poked it ever so gently, and the Newcastle defender gets back in time to cover. It's 1-1. We're not looking completely outclassed, which is what I asked for at the start of the match. Just don't look silly. We're definitely not looking silly. I think we could hold our own in the Premier League. What a ridiculous thing to say when we're not even there. Oh, I'm setting myself up for lots of disappointment. Patino, stop playing it backwards. That boy is our playmaker. Turn and play it forwards, for goodness sake. Oh, my word. He's inviting so much trouble onto us by not bringing the ball forward. But luckily, Trafford, like I say, having a good game. Only on a 6.6 now. Don't really understand it. I'm watching him play well. What's he doing when the camera's not showing us what's going on? McAtee playing it. McAtee's had a very good game. And Britain now on the right-hand side. And he's just given the ball away ever so easily there. That's too easy. And Newcastle once again attacking down the left, but Philogene comes across to intercept. And now Marquinhos heads forward to Delap, and Delap couldn't get there ahead of the defender. Delap's had a really poor game. He just seems to... I was just mentioning in the previous match how I thought Delap would be fine taking a step up to the Premier League. He has looked like a fish out of water today. Maybe he won't. He's not played well at all against Premier League opposition here. He's still got time, of course, but he has been poor. And Newcastle starting to assert themselves on the game and absolutely smash it from range. And it ends up 2-1. And I mean, I'm not going to blame James Trafford there. We'll have a look at it from the other angle. I'm sure there'll be elements of the comments section who'll blame Trafford for that one, but I'm not having it. This is an excellent effort. Look at the gap we've left. That's not Trafford. That's poor defending. We've left a huge channel of nothingness for him to just kick the ball through, and then he's bending it away from the goalkeeper the whole way. He's hit it so hard, so fast, and yeah, that was just poor defensive shape there. And Britain trying to intercept. I mean, he does get onto the ball, but just heads it straight to the Newcastle player. The front three today for us are really struggling. Everyone else seems to be playing really well, but every time we get the ball forward, it just seems to come straight back again. None of the attackers able to do any kind of hold-up play. McAtee, that was brilliant from him. He looks like a Premier League player. None of the rest of them really do at the moment. But McAtee, I guess McAtee's on Premier League money, so you would expect him to look like a Premier League player. But the rest of the team really demonstrating that there is a significant gulf between us as the team who are clear at the top of the Championship and Newcastle, who are pushing for Champions League football. Yeah, there's a big gap, isn't there? And oh my word, that front three have been poor today. And Newcastle relentless now, coming at us again. Can we just have the final whistle? I said I didn't want to be embarrassed. We'll take the final whistle. We're not leaving anybody forward. Everyone's coming back, trying to prevent this from getting embarrassing. And Philogene's done well to intercept there. Finds Liam Delap, who just gives the ball away again immediately. And that has been the story throughout the entire game. We get the ball and then just give it back to Newcastle. Webster now in midfield. It's the first time I've mentioned his name, but he just gives the ball away. They're all doing it. Everyone apart from McAtee gives the ball away as soon as they've got it. Patino playing it backwards again because he's too afraid to play a pass forward and just give it away. And Ferguson over the top to McAtee, who's burst forward. McAtee, can he find another Manchester City player? He does with Ferguson, and he can't quite bend it back far enough into that top corner. But Ferguson seems to be quite enjoying playing at left back. He is shattered. He's on his way back from an injury. So we're going to have to figure out who to play there for the final 20 minutes or so of the game. But McAtee is everywhere. What a good game from him. And McAtee again to Patino, who, he's annoying. Patino and Delap, more than anyone, have really disappointed me today. Players who've been key parts of how well we've done in the Championship just look absolutely outclassed at this level. Seko can come on and play left back. That's easy enough to do. Ibrahim can come on as... In fact, we've got to take off Liam Delap. Ricky J. Jones is recovering from injury, but he's going to come on and we'll do that. We'll stick Ibrahim up front. We've got to save Delap for another day. There's no point keeping him on when he's playing this poorly. All we're going to do is ruin his confidence if we've not already done it. And we need him to be in excitable goal-scoring form for the rest of our running, because we absolutely must get promoted to the Premier League this year, or financially it's going to be a disaster town for Manchester City. There's been none of these secret sponsorships that have come in this season. I've enjoyed the secret sponsorships. They seem to have stopped, and that's problematic. And now, I mean, Newcastle just waiting to pick their spot. Britain's done well here. He does need to release it though. Gives it to Philogene, and now Webster. We've got a counter attack emerging here. The ball hit long. I don't know why Jones doesn't go for it. McAtee absolutely deserves his second though. It was weird from Jones because he kind of let Ibrahim run beyond him. But he did create a space behind him for McAtee to step forward into, and he is absolutely good value for his 2 goals today. He has been the best player on the pitch for us by a long, long way. That's where it was weird, where Jones didn't bring the ball on himself. But at least we know we've got one Premier League quality player, and he's probably going to win man of the match in a game that we lose because he's played so very well. Newcastle should probably come and buy him. McAtee, again, just... he's everywhere. He's playing as the complete midfielder today. He's getting involved defensively there. He's on a hat-trick as well. Worth every penny of his 50,000 or so pounds a week that we're paying him to play for us in the Championship. And there's Newcastle's 4th, and that... I mean, I don't think we were ever really coming back into it anyway, but that just confirms that we're done in the FA Cup for this season, which is fine. We didn't need to win the FA Cup. We just need to get to the Premier League. But, I mean, I guess it's not been... we haven't embarrassed ourselves. It's not been a disaster. But it's clear that there's a lot that needs doing to this squad if we get promoted, or else we're going to have a lot of games next season that are as frustrating as this one. And I don't know if we're going to have the money to do what we need to do. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, because we are going to need a stadium as well. So there's multiple things that will need to have money spent on them this coming summer if we go up. But even bearing that in mind, it's not as bad financially as if we don't go up. So we've got to go up and spend rather than stay down and go out. But we won't go out of business. It's Football Manager. But FFP will be a thing, probably. Curious. Oh, Newcastle just all over us again. That's absolutely terrible defending. I don't even know. I don't even know how to explain what I've just seen. You may as well give it, ref. Just give it. Okay, disallow. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Can we all just go home now? Oh, goodness me. We don't want to see any more. It's all very sad. Trafford plays it forward. I mean, he doesn't. He plays it sideways to Mbete, and Patino actually playing a forward pass, which has been very unlike him today. There's Patino again. A second forward pass from him. He's going to be getting a headache in a minute. And Ricky J. Jones just doing what all of our attackers have done throughout the entire game. Turn and give the ball away. Lovely stuff. Well, fingers crossed, tomorrow I'll be showing you us winning the league, because later on in the week, we're going to need to do some serious transfers to have this team survive. But McAtee was brilliant. So that's your positive, I guess. Let's go and win lots of football matches now for the rest of the season. If you enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.